The Greater Lafourche Port Commission General Meeting for March 12th will begin. Mr. Colley, oh, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Mr. Sheremy, can you call us to order?
All right. We have seat H.
I messed up. Hang on. I'm going to get used to this eventually. I called the meeting to order.
You gotta call the
Mr. Matthew
pledge.
Sheremy, can you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Sheremy, could you please give us a roll call?
All right, Mr. Melzone, thank you. Seat A, Jackie Sheremy here. Seat B, Thomas Petrie.
Here.
Seat C, Jimmy Lafont.
Here.
Seat D, Rodney Driscoll.
Here.
Seat E, Reggie Lede.
Here.
Seat F, Chad Colley.
Here.
Seat G, John Mellison.
Here.
Seat H, Mike Colley.
Here.
Seat I, Chris Colley.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Sheremy. Next, we need to approve the minutes for February 12th, the 2025 meeting. Need a motion?
I'll move.
Moved by Mr. Sheremy. Second by Mike Colley. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any discussion? Any public comment? Motion pass. Next, we have going into Executive Director's Report.
Thank you, Mr. President. First is our northern expansion, and that's northern expansion slip D bulkhead, GIS engineering. John.
Good morning, John Plaisance with GIS Engineering. The slip D bulkhead is going along very well. Dynamic Group is the contractor on that project. They are driving the steel sheet piles going down the slip, and they have started driving the concrete piles for the dead man. So they'll kind of follow each other the whole way out. As the concrete piles get driven enough, then they'll start pouring the dead men. But that takes a while, but they've got to get far enough away to be able to pour the dead men.
Okay. Any questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, airport projects, aircraft operations. Davey.
Operations for last month, 1,468. We had 8,249 passengers and 18,919 vehicles visit the airport.
All right, any questions for Davey? All right, next we'll have a view the Department of Transportation and Development Airport promotional video.
South Lafourche Leonard Miller Jr. Airport is a general aviation facility located in Galliano, Louisiana. Spanning over 400 acres with an additional 1,200 acres available for industrial development, the airport, identified as GAO, is owned and operated by the Greater Lafourche Port Commission. Arriving and departing aircraft can utilize runway 1836, which is 6,500 feet long and 100 feet wide. The FBO provides full and self-service fuel and offers several amenities from its terminal building, including a pilot's lounge, restrooms, and a courtesy car. According to the most recent Louisiana Airports Economic Impact Study, GAO supports 632 jobs with a total payroll of over $21 million. The total output of the airport represents a combination of all on-airport, visitor, and capital improvement spending, which equates to over $118 million annually. According to the most recent U.S. Census data, the Lafourche Parish has a population of 97,557 and has 1,695 employer establishments. Data USA reports the three largest industries in the parish as healthcare and social assistance, retail trade, and educational services. Due to support from the Federal Aviation Administration and the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, the South Lafourche Leonard Miller Jr. Airport stands ready for the needs of today as well as those of tomorrow. Stop by GAO during your next flight, or make Galliano, Louisiana your future destination.
All right, we certainly appreciate LA DOTD Aviation Section for doing these. They didn't just do them for us, they did them for just about every airport in the state of Louisiana, and we really appreciate that for sure. And I think the biggest thing about that video is the economic impacts that you see there for the airport that, you know, a lot of people go to, but not a lot of people from our community that go and see it on a daily basis. So I really appreciate that, and just wanted to share it with the board and the general public so they can see the little gym that's back there that's going to continue to grow, we hope, in the near future. All right, the Airport Connector Road and Bridge, PCO and Associates.
Yeah, Sea-Level Construction's the contractor to continue to work on bringing in electrical wiring to the facility. They're doing some small work on the asphalt, cleaning up and putting up signs. They are working on the machinery. The machinery has been delayed somewhat. It looks like end of April, mid-April, when we're going to receive it. So it's going to push our schedule back a little bit more. We're trying to get an updated schedule from them now, and then we'll report back to you.
Okay. Any questions? All right, thank you, Joe. All right, the FBO Terminal, GIS Engineering.
Okay, Byron Talbot Construction is the contractors on this. You can see they're working on the foundation. They've hit a couple of little snags that have delayed them a bit, but they'll get through this and have you a nice building.
All right. Any questions? Okay, the fuel system rehabilitation.
The fuel tanks have been delivered. As you can see, they are working on the piping from the fuel tanks to the dispenser units, and they are doing pretty well. I expect to finish sometime next month.
Okay, any questions for John? Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Okay, other projects, Hurricane Ida repair projects, breakwater repairs, Angelique Design.
Rigid is the contractor on this project. They have barges en route right now for the first round of rock coming down. It should be here early next week. They should also be mobilizing in their offloading equipment this week. They're going to be starting on the West Jetty repairs in the pass and then working in the Gulf. They have a total of about 40,000 tons of rock. Most of it is going to repair the existing 12 jetties, the existing 12 rock barges, with a little bit of repair also on the West Jetty in the pass.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, the Fouchon Beach project.
All right, we took bids on this project last week. We had a total of 7 bids, with the low bid of base plus alternate 1, 2, and 3s being Onshore Materials LLC for a total of $19,648,200, and the bid is in order.
All right, and we'll go ahead. We're not going to take action on it this month. We'll do that at the plan to do that at the April meeting. Any questions? Thank you, Neil. Flotation Canal and Front Commercial Marina Dredge Project, PCO and Associates.
Coastal Dredging's the contractor. He's all finished with the project except for one punch list item that we're waiting him to come back and do. The clear lien period is up, and we do have the clear lien certificate, but we're going to hold the retainage until all the work's done, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks that'll be done.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The Airport Hangar Replacement Project.
Okay, Freetown Builders is the contractor on this project. We met with them on Monday to finalize the anchor bolt patterns for the new building, and we are reviewing the large sliding doors for the airplanes.
Okay.
They should be on site driving piles, I think week after the next.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Anybody has any questions for Chet? Then we'll be moving on. We're going to get an update on the LA1 elevated highway and the Morganza to the Gulf from Mr. Henri LeBlanc.
Boulay.
I know.
Don't know why you said that, but. Hey, good morning, Commissioners. As you can recall, the 19-mile LA1 project under construction is being built in 3 separate phases. The Golden Meadow to Leeville phase Pictured in green is the final phase under construction now for $443 million by James Construction. Overall, that phase is now 45% complete. Next slide. The inside the South Lafourche Hurricane Protection Levee System, where the elevated highway will tie into the 4-lane Highway 3235, is known as Section 2C of the construction. This section is approximately 85% complete. Currently, James Construction is forming and pouring concrete decks on that section. Next slide. Between Leeville and Golden Meta, this portion of the project is approximately 7 miles long and is known as Section 2B, and it is approximately 33% complete. James Construction has completed 2.3 miles of the bridge in this segment. Next slide. As they continue to work on this segment, they are utilizing the end-on construction method where cranes move on temporary trestles and build the highway under the cranes. Then in Leeville, this section of the project is known as Section 2A, and it is approximately 9/10 of a mile long. This section includes an overpass that will cross over the relocated Bollinger Canal, providing 50 feet of clearance over the canal. The contractor is currently driving 30-inch precast concrete piles and has just started forming and pouring the large footings that you could see at the bottom of the picture that will support the concrete columns, which will support the overpass. They're scheduled to begin driving piles at a second location in the next 5 weeks in this section. So updating you on the Morganza to the Gulf Hurricane Risk Reduction System, you can see the alignment of this 98-mile long system in yellow on this slide. It will be tied into the South Lafourche levee system that you see in green, and it's designed to provide flood protection to approximately 200,000 residents and businesses north of the Intracoastal Waterway in Lafourche Parish, and also all of Terrebonne Parish. Next slide. There will be a floodgate in the Intracoastal Waterway that the Corps is currently designing. They are looking at sector gates that would provide a 250-foot wide opening when they're open. They expect to finalize their decision on that style and size of the floodgate in the next few months. There would be a similar gate in the Intracoastal Waterway in western Terrebonne Parish. Next slide. The red line Morganza alignment here shows the tie-in to the South Lafourche levee system on the east side in Cutoff, and its tie-in to the South Lafourche levee system on the west side will be near the Delta Farm Road behind La Rose, with a floodgate crossing the Intracoastal Waterway. From the floodgate, heading north, a new levee alignment behind 308 property owners toward Lockport is being finalized. Morganza Action Coalition with our federal delegation was successful in extending Morganza to the Gulf further north towards Raceland, where it will tie into the upper Barataria risk reduction system that goes from Raceland to the Zalmont. Next slide. This slide goes into Hurricane Francine having storm surge this last summer at 11.5 feet. But the first lifts of the Morganza levee, some of those are only at 9 feet high so far, held water back and prevented flooding. Louisiana Department of Energy and Natural Resources estimates the Morganza system this past summer saved $1.7 billion in flood claims. Approximately 1.6 billion is either built or funding is currently committed to Morganza. This puts the project about halfway toward the total cost of 3.2 billion to build the 98-mile system up to the levee heights of the 100-year storm level. Next slide. So it would be great if Greater Lafourche Port Commission could join Morganza Action Coalition at a nominal amount because it just helps to show regional support for the project. So any questions?
Yeah, is the Corps gonna accept the South Lafourche levee system on the northwest corner? I mean, it's the South Lafourche levee district that built that. How is that gonna incorporate with the Corps'
Right.
establishment of protocol for levees?
Yes, good question. So in the word of bill that passed Congress in December, the Corps has 1 year that it is reviewing all the South Lafourche levee system in order to make a decision on if it will be granted back into their preservation and maintenance system, which after Katrina, the system was taken out of that. We're hoping they will, and supporting South Lafourche in trying to get that, because there would be numerous benefits to get back into the Preservation and Maintenance Center program. So, they're working on that, and I know they're visiting with the levee district officials and looking at all the designs of the levees.
I hope that 1 year is the reality, because you can multiply everything times 3.
Right.
You deal with the Corps, at least 3.
Right. Well, technically, according to the word of bill, they have 1 year from when the word of bill was signed into law by the president at that time to provide that report to the levee district.
Is Morganza working with helping to get the South Lafourche levee certified? Are y'all helping?
Yes, we are. We've loaned our federal lobbyist, Mike Henry, who many of y'all know, to help push that in the word of bill. And that was one of 3 major things we got put into the word of bill. We had 4 or 5 things we wanted in. Only 3 made it, but that was one of them. So that's good.
Along with that, is the South Lafourche levee district a member of the Morganza Action Coalition?
They are. Okay. They are. Yes.
Good.
All right. Well, we will consider that for discussion, and we'll be getting back in touch with you on that.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Next, we have public comment. We have Mr. Robert Terrio.
Thank you, Mr. President, Port Commissioners. Robert Terrio here. And as a member of the Golden Meadow Rotary, I wanted to take this time to welcome anyone that's interested in engaging in the community, along with contributing your time to volunteer and help us as we do various things in the community, especially in the Golden Meadow, South Lafourche area. We simply see Mike Colley, who's a member of the Rotary, myself, or any other Rotary members, if you have some interest. We meet every Thursday. That doesn't mean you have to come to the meeting, but we do welcome if you have an interest in that. I'm here today to tell you about our upcoming festival. The Rotary in Golden Meadow, at the Golden Meadow Park, will be having a catfish cook-off. And in that catfish cook-off, we are looking for teams of people that feel that they can provide a better recipe for frying the catfish. We do furnish that catfish. So if you're interested in doing a cook-off, we also welcome anyone that's interested in sponsoring for the cook-off. We have various levels of sponsorships available. So if you want to advertise your business or advertise yourself, we simply just let us know, and we'd be glad to get you that information. In fact, I'm going to leave you a sponsorship form. I'm also going to leave with you, if anyone has an interest in crafts, having a craft booth, or simply have any type of job fair, where you want to set up a tent. I know a lot of optimism is out there, and with that, there's might be some shorthanded where you might be looking for people to go to work and fill out applications. So simply, get with us on that. I'm going to leave the applications on the corner here. If there's any other questions, feel free to ask us. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate your consideration in this matter.
Thank you, Mr. Terry. Is there any other public comment? I'll turn it over to Chet to recognize our officials, local officials who attended today.
Yeah, we have Parish Councilman Daniel Lorraine, thank you for attending, and Doug Sheremy, representing Jeff Landry's office, the governor, thank you very much for attending as well. And everyone else that attended today, thank y'all for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Then we'll be moving on into committee reports. We'll start with executive committee. Members are John Melisson, Chairman, Chucky Sheremy, Mike Calais, and Jimmy Lafont. First, we have consider approving the rental escalation plan for leases in Fouchon.
All right, so we've been discussing this last several meetings. Basically, when a lease that starts out at 20 cents per square foot per year escalates all the way to 40 cents per square foot per year, their annual escalation would go from 5% annually to 3% annually. Recommendation to approve.
Need a motion? Moved by Mike Calais, second by Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment?
And that, before we go there, that would be for the new option term only, not forever. So y'all have some ability to review that after that next option, when that next option comes up.
Every 5 years, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have consider approving the lowest responsive bid for the Marsh Buggy excavator.
All right, we had several bidders. Lowest responsive bid was Marsh Buggies Incorporated for $565,500. Recommendation to approve.
Need a motion, Mr. Chucky Sheremy? Mr. Reggie Lede, second. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have consider approving the request from Bell Pass Marina for a right of first refusal on site GLF 232.
All right, Bell Pass Marina has been dredging material for their new facility that they're leasing. They're putting the material on site 232, and they would like a right of first refusal on that site. Recommendation to approve.
Need a motion?
Move.
Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Chad Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Consider approving the request from Bristol/ERA to amend the lease slip 11, 12, and slip 14.
All right, so slip 11, 3-year option is ending on September 1st. The recommendation is to extend that lease, and as well as make the anniversary date of all 3 of those leases the same date. Recommendation to approve.
Need a motion?
Move.
Moved by Tom Petrie, second by Jimmy Lafont. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Consider approving the request from C Support to extend the right of first refusal on sites GLF 320 and GLF 321.
All right, these 2 rights of first refusal, C Support is willing to extend. Recommendation to approve.
Need a motion?
I move.
Move Mr. Rodney Gisclair, second by Chad Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have consider approving the request from Secor Marine to extend the short-term mooring lease.
All right, this is short-term mooring lease to place potential of 2 lift boats in that site to the extreme east of the last set of mooring dolphins. Recommendation to approve.
Need a motion? Moved by Reggie Leday, second by Chris Kale. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have consider advertising for summer employment.
All right, we will, as discussed on Monday night's committee meetings, we would do a total of 5 summer workers, college students, and 4 would be roustabouts, and with the potential of 1 clerical.
Need a motion? Moved by Mike Kale, second by Tom Petrie. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have consider approving revised travel policy.
All right, so the revisions on travel policy would be to update the policy to clarify airfare and tipping levels, recommendation to approve.
Need a motion? Moved by Chris Kale, second by Chucky Sheremy. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. And last, we have consider approving requests from the Lafourche Parish Fire District Number 3.
All right, their request is 6 months of the operating cost of the Fouchon Fire Station, $205,795.20.
Need a motion? Moved by Chad Kale, second by Michael Kale. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have Permits and Waterways Committee. And members are Chris Kale, Chairman, Chucky Sheremy, Chad Kale, and John Mellison. Mr. Kale.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. President. We'll review permits from Castex Energy, GLPC, and Lafourche Parish Government. First, we have Castex Energy, Inc., proposed wheel washing of an access canal in Little Lake, approximately 16,332 cubic yards, and a dredging a well slip in Bayou Blue, approximately 6,098 cubic yards, in order to install and maintain a proposed drill barge to drill the Thrasher project.
And we have submitted a letter of objection to the wheel washing, which we have typically done historically, especially since they're actually bringing a dredge in because of the issues that we have with our coastal land loss and things. We always want to use all material beneficially as best we can. We know, we hadn't done this in a while, I just wanted to explain why we would object to it. We know that LDENR's position is that anything less than 25,000 or 24,000 cubic yards, they don't mandate dredging, they allow wheel washing. We still have hold strong that, you know, anytime you could at all possibly do dredging is better. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Next, we'll move to Great Lafourche Port Commission. Proposed dredging, bulkhead placement, and access road construction along Flotation Canal and Bayou Lafourche. And our final permit is Lafourche Parish Government. Proposed construction of an additional 20,700 linear feet of earthen terraces, approximately 265,927 cubic yards of native material will be excavated and placed on site to construct the terraces. This is a request for extension of the initial period that has been received. And Mr. President, this concludes the Permits and Waterways Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Kale. Next, we'll move into Finance Committee. And members are Rodney Gisclair, Chairman, Mike Kale, Tom Petrie, and John Mellison. Mr. Gisclair, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just make a comment real quick.
Okay.
Bryce and I kind of locked eyes while we were going through the agenda. You have identified people who are raising their hand to make a motion in a second. Just remember to verbalize that. Say, I move, I second. Okay, just, okay. We're being technical. It's a technicality of Robert's Rules of Order, so we just want to make sure we're doing that properly. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We'll start off with consider approving payment of February invoices and recognizing expenditures over $25,000. First, we have Dynamic Group for $872,161.18. That's for slip D bulkhead. Next is GIS Engineering, $450,845.74. That's for Port Fourchon Marsh Creation, Fourchon Island, slip D bulkhead, general consulting, Bell Pass channel deepening, and airport terminal building. Next, we have Angelette Design LLC, total of $53,288.05. And that's for Lafourche and flotation canal bulkhead. Next, PCO and Associates, $33,125. That's for flotation canal shoreline protection project and slip C permitting. These, and along with all other expenditures, for a total of $2,511,919.05. Sorry for stumbling on that. And I move that we accept these expenditures.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Abstain.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, next, we're moving on to consider approving the February 2025 preliminary unaudited financial statement in your folders, and which we reviewed on Monday night. And I move that we accept this financial statement.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Chris Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. Consider approving the Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire.
All right, this questionnaire is part of our, it's an audit engagement for government questionnaire. Recommendation to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Tom Petrie. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Next, we'll consider approving out-of-state travel requests. First, we have Mr. Chet Chasson attending Lamoga Fly-In in Washington, D.C., March 25th through the 27th, 2025. Next, Corporal Scott Bynum, Port of the Future Conference in Houston, Texas, March 31st through the 4th. And again, Mr. Chet Chasson, speaking engagement with Gulf of America logistics managers in Houston, Texas, on April the 15th, 2025. And I'll move that we consider approving these out-of-state travel requests.
Need a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Reggie Leday. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. President, but that concludes the Finance Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Gisclair. Next, we have any other business. Mr. Sheremy.
All right. I got a thought for lost after the eating that donut. Relay for Life was having this week is having a crawfish ball, but they had to cancel the weather. They moved it to June. So everybody who we support the Relay for Life, will y'all please look at their website to see when their next event is over here. And remember, we have Good Fridays. We have Fridays coming up and everything. So enjoy your weekend. Summer's getting nice, and be careful on the boats out there. And that's all we have, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Any other business? Any public comment? I need a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn, Mr. President.
Second by Mr. You want to say it out loud for me? Second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Tom Pete. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Meeting adjourned. Please remember, we'd like to thank our viewers and our people who attended today. And we are the Great Lafourche Port Commission, ready today, ready for tomorrow, honored to serve. Thank you.